Okay, we're gonna do some Kundalini yoga, so we're gonna tune in. So go ahead and rub your hands together. You're gonna place your fingers in the middle of your chest, sit up really tall. We're gonna chant Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. So this is connecting us with ourselves, this is connecting us with our higher selves, and this is connecting us with the golden chain of teachers. So we're gonna inhale. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Pull the Mula Bandha, look up at the point between the brow. Exhale. Ad Gudename, Chugad Gudename, Sat Gudename, Siddhi Gurudev, Vain Namain. Ad Gudename, Chugad Gudename, Sat Gudename, Siddhi Gurudev, Vain Namain. Ad Gudename, Chugad Gudename, Sat Gudename, Siddhi Gurudev, Vain Namain. Inhale. Exhale. Come into a standing position. We'll start in mountain pose. So make sure your knees are over your ankles. Slightly tuck your tailbone in. Roll your shoulders back and down. You want to feel the expansion across your chest. Slightly tuck your chin in. So this is mountain pose, Tadasana. This is grounding us into our bodies, coming into the present moment. Rock your weight forward and back, left and right. You want to make sure that the weight is evenly distributed in the feet. Sometimes you put weight in one foot more than the other. So evenly distribute that weight. Stand up really tall. This posture is so important because we're always on our phones now, like hunched over like this. So it's so important to really roll the shoulders back and down. Slightly tuck that chin in. We're aligning the spine. We want to feel like there's a string being pulled to the top of our head. Our spine gets compacted all day long because of gravity, so we're creating lots of space in between our vertebrae. Start to focus on your breath. So you want to inhale, push your belly out. Exhale, push your belly in. That's how we take our yogic breaths. So we'll be breathing like that throughout the postures tonight. So let's warm up our spine. We're going to inhale, reach up really tall, come onto the toes. Exhale, come forward, bending at the hips. And do this 10 times. So inhale up, exhale down. Let's do one more. And then inhale up. And come back to mountain pose, Tadasana. Stand up really tall. Hands equal by the sides, gently looking forward. We're using our eyes to help us focus. Okay, let's do 5 shoulder rolls to the front. Then 5 to the back. Then come back to mountain pose, Tadasana. We'll do half moon pose on the right, Ardha Chandrasana. So inhale, come up onto your toes. Exhale, come onto your heels, and then come over to the right side. So feel the stretch all down the left side of the body. Take some deep breaths here. So the more oxygen we have in our body, the better our brain works, the better our blood flows through the body. This is going to reduce inflammation and bring healing to any parts of the body that you need. So you want to take some really deep breaths, really saturating the lungs with oxygen so that way you can get into your bloodstream. Let's take one more inhale. Big circle with the arms. Exhale. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale, reach up really tall. Exhale, come down, come over to the left. So feel the stretch down the right side. Let's take one more inhale. Really reach, exhale, big circle with the arms. Okay, let's come into our forward fold Uttanasana. Inhale, reach up really tall. Exhale, come forward, bending at the hips. So let your head go, let your neck go. Take some deep breaths here. You can pedal your feet left and right if that feels good. And then let's take one more deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. And slowly roll to the top. Your head's going to come up last. Come up one vertebra at a time. Come back to mountain pose, Tadasana. Center yourself. Roll your shoulders back and down. Okay, from here, let's come into eagle pose, Garudasana. So come into eagle pose on the right. So you're gonna find a point in front of you to help you balance. We're gonna bring the right arm up, the left arm comes under, and then we're gonna bring that right foot over. So this is a balancing posture. It's make sure you find that point in front of you to help you balance. Zip your navel in towards your spine. Then take one more deep inhale. Exhale, release that, shake that out if you need to. Come back to mountain pose, Tadasana. Hands equal by your sides. Distribute the weight front and back, left and right. You want to make sure your knees are over your ankles, your hips are over your knees. Slightly tuck your tailbone in, roll your shoulders back and down. Slightly tuck your chin in. So you want to feel like there's that string being pulled to the top of your head, so you're standing up really tall. Okay, let's do 5 shoulder rolls to the back. And then 5 to the front. Back to Tadasana, and we'll do neck rolls. We'll do 3 to the right, so bring your chin to your chest, punch it over to the right, just take your time. Continue to breathe. And then come back to mountain pose. We'll do that on the other side. Just bring your chin to your chest. We'll do 3 to the left. Just take your time. And then when you're finished, come back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Stand up really tall. Okay, let's do eagle pose on the other side. So bring your left arm up, the right arm comes over, bring your left foot over. You find that point in front of you to help you balance your Christie. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale. Release your hands. Shake that out if you need to. Okay, so from here, let's come into Uttanasana, our half forward fold. Inhale, reach up really tall. Exhale, come forward, bending at the hips. Just let your head go, let your neck relax. And then take one more inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. So inhale. And then slowly roll to the top, one vertebra at a time. Your head's going to come up last. Come back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Okay, let's come into warrior one. So bring your right foot forward, your left foot comes back. Our heel is lined up with the middle of the left foot. And then square your hips to the front of the room. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, come into your lunge. You want to make sure your knee stays over your ankle. Try to relax your shoulders. If you feel like your shoulders are really tight up by your ears, see if you can relax them down. Let's say stay strong through the hands. Continue to square your hips to the front of the room. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale, bring your arms down, bring your left foot forward. Shake that out if you need to. Let's do that on the other side. So left foot comes forward, our right foot comes back, our heel is lined up with the middle of the right foot. Make sure your knee stays over your ankle. Square your hips to the front of the room. Bring your arms to the T, inhale. Exhale, come into your lunge. really square hips to the front of the room. If you feel like your arms are all tight by your ears, relax your shoulders down, but stay strong through your hands. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale, bring your arms down. Shake that out if you need to. Okay, let's come into ragdoll. So feet hip width apart, and then we're gonna inhale, come onto your toes. Exhale, come forward, bending at the hips. This time grab your elbows, bend your knees if that feels good. Take some deep breaths here. Pedal your feet left and right if that feels good. Let's take another deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. So inhale. And release your hands and slowly roll to the top. Your head's going to come up last. And then from here, let's come into mountain pose. Feet together, stand up really tall. Okay, let's come into downward facing dog. So feet hip width apart, hands hip width apart. You want to drive your weight down towards your heels. Really lengthening the spine here. Pedal your feet left and right if that feels good. Into a low lunge. So feel the stretch in the left hip flexor. Sit back into half Hanuman or half splits. So flex that right foot. Roll the shoulders back and down, sit up really tall. And then let's come forward and come onto all fours, and then let's push back into downward facing dog. So feet hip width apart, hands hip width apart. Really push back down towards your heels, drive your heels down towards the mat. This is actually lengthening the spine. Pedal your feet left and right, if that feels good. You can shake your head yes, no. And then look forward, bring that left foot forward into a low lunge. So feel the stretch in your right hip flexor. And then from here, sit back and do half Hanuman on the other side. So sit up really tall, flex that left foot. And then from here, come forward. Let's come onto all fours and push back into child's pose. So our knees are either together or hip width apart. Take some deep breaths here. And let's come onto all fours. Come into threading the needle. So we'll stretch our shoulder, bring the left shoulder across. So just take some deep breaths and send your breath to those tight spaces. let's come back onto all fours. And then let's switch sides, bring the right arm through. And then let's come back onto all fours, and we're gonna do cat-cow. Okay, so inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale. So keep going, inhale, exhale. We'll do our 3 minutes of cat-cow, and this is gonna balance all 8 of our chakras. So keep going.
Relax me now.
Inhale up. Exhale, chin to chest. And then push back in a child's pose. Okay, from here, let's come onto all fours. We're gonna come into pigeon pose. Actually, let's come into downward facing dog. So come into downward dog, push back. This time, look up towards your navel. Take some deep breaths. Really push your weight down towards your heels, lengthening the spine. Looking up towards the navel. Take one more inhale. Exhale, look forward, and then bring the right foot across. Coming into pigeon pose. So take some deep breaths here. Just send your breath to those tight spaces. facing dog. This time we're looking up towards our navel, driving our heels towards the mat. Pedal your feet left and right. Take some deep breaths here. Breath oxygenates the cells, it oxygenates our brain. The breath is how we get the life force energy, the prana. So take some really deep breaths. And then gently look forward and then bring the left leg across. Take some deep breaths here. Just send your breath to those tight spaces. Facing dog. This time just look between your feet. Take another deep inhale and then exhale. And let's come on to all fours and then let's come into reclined hero pose. So we're stretching the tops of the thighs. So if this is as far back as you can go, that's fine. It doesn't matter how far back you go. You just want to feel the stretch in the top of the thighs. You can stay here or you can come down to the mat. Just take some deep breaths. arms to come up, and then let's come into folded leaf. So hands stay by your sides, come forward, let your shoulders round. And then come up into a seated position, and let's come into Shavasana. Come onto our butts and roll back onto your back. Coming into Shavasana, palms face up. Let your feet fall to each side. And then place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, and take 5 yogic breaths. Inhale, push the belly out. Exhale, push the belly in. Then when you're finished, come back to Shavasana. Palms face up. Let your feet fall to each side. And then focus on your breath. Just follow the breath through your nose, down your belly as you inhale, and then exhale, follow it back up through your nostrils. You notice that your mind has started to wander. Just gently take note, thinking, and then gently come back to the breath. thought your mind is starting to wander, just take note, thinking, and gently bring your attention back to the breath. Gently start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And bring your arm up over your head and roll over onto your side. And then come up into a seated position. Eyes closed, bring your hands to your heart. We'll chant Sat Nam one time to end our class. So inhale. Sat